So today on Project Shop, we got the welders out, and we kind of got a welding job. So I took on my first welding job. It's for the complex here, and what it's going to be is a cage for a window. It's going to kind of look like that. I'm not sure how many tabs we're going to put, but I figure the more tabs the better, because it's only going to be as strong. Doesn't matter how many bars you have, it's only going to be as strong as how much it's secured to whatever it's secured to. So basically they want me to build them one of them, and if they like it, they might have like 9 or 10 more. So they provided me with this 1/2 inch solid stock here. I got a whole stack of it over there. Now I went out and bought all this stuff. Now I'm no welder, and I don't know what gave anybody an idea that I am. Now I probably had most of the stuff here in the shop, but I did run out of welding wire when I made that cage back there. So now we have plenty of wire for this. This already has wire. I don't know how long that's gonna last, but we're probably gonna do this job with this machine because it's pretty thick stuff, and we can just crank this one up and weld fast, non-stop. This machine has a duty cycle where we can't just keep running bead all day long. So I bought myself some new gloves. They were like 25 bucks or something. I think this was like less than 20 bucks. This was 120 bucks for this inert shield wire. This is the flux core gasless wire. These things were like 8 bucks a piece or something. And then I bought some other stuff for the shop. So I'm actually a couple $100 into just this, but if I do get the 10 of them, this will get me through the 10. Well, maybe not the paint or this. I'm gonna have to get some more of these. I actually had to provide the tabs that we're going to use to weld it to the thing. But check this out. I went to buy some paint, and now they've changed it to this 5-in-1 deal where you get to pick your spray pattern. Okay, there's your spray patterns: high output, standard, low output, vertical fan, and horizontal fan. These cans weren't cheap, man. They went up like $1 a can just because of this BS. So it's like over 7 bucks a can now for this stuff. They've made it more complicated, and this looks just like more crap to go wrong. But you know, and this is my favorite black stuff for you. This is really good paint here. But we're gonna get this thing set up on the table here, and these are our dimensions. This is our inside dimension of the frame, so we gotta kind of discern how much we're gonna come on the inside. Probably leave like a, you know, an 1/8 inch all the way around, or even a 1/2 inch, you know, a 1/4 inch on either side. But we got to be inside these limits. And then they had that's the way they got it self-tapped into there. Okay, they had someone else build these. They're 5 inches, so these bars are 5 inches. So we're going to keep our bars 5 inches, basically, depending if this is the same size as that, 5 or 6 inches or something. And there is a formula to get even spaces in between these, and I went over it in my video where I made custom spacers for my toolbox. I'll have to look up the formula and I'll go over it and show you. But basically you like add these up, add how many you want, and you times it by the distance or divide it. You do something and it'll give you a number, and that's the way you set each one, and you'll have all even spaces. Because if you just went like from the middle and then went half and this, it wouldn't be the same. You're not going to get even spaces all the way. But enough yapping. I'm going to get this table cleaned off and we're going to start welding. I got a C45.5. My table might not even be wide enough. Wow. So we're going to be right on within the table. I'll try to find a long flat bar we can put back there to push it up against, and we're going to have to build like a fixture so we can get these all the same. All right, so the GoPro died at some point, but here's where we are. We welded the outside edge. We took some of the stock we had and made a perfectly square corner. Now, some of these might be different sizes. So now we have one corner we can always go to and then move our things wherever it needs to be. What we actually did is scribed lines in here on the outside. Just put it here. We scribed lines, so if we go to make more of these, we just got to slap them down, put them in on the lines, and then, you know, go to work like this. And then what we did is we built this for our spacings, okay? And what we're going to do is actually run 2 welders. Steve's going to run this side with the big welder, and then I'm just going to hit the other side with the other welder. I'm more comfortable welding with that one. And then we're just going to knock this out real quick. So there's actually a formula to make sure that your spacing is even when you're done. Because if you just try to like measure from the middle and then start splitting the difference, you're going to wind up with some whacked measurements on the end every time. So it's kind of difficult but easy at the same time. So basically what you want to do is stack all your pieces up against one side. So there was 14 pieces in the middle. We pushed them all to one side. Now you don't have to push them all there. You can just make your measurement 14 half-inch pieces, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that is. Then what you want to do is measure from the end of that all the way to the other end. Whatever your distance is left over, you want to divide that by the number of spaces. So we had 14 pieces. You're going to have 15 spaces in between. So your distance, which came out to be 66.785, you divide that by 15 and you get like 4.45 or 6, or it was one of these numbers. And then you got to convert that to inches, which is basically like just shy of 4.5 inches. So we cut these just shy of 4.5, and we actually tack welded this outside edge. That's going to be part of the frame, just so things don't walk around on us. Because you start putting a lot of heat in this stuff, you're going to get bows and warps and all kinds of stuff. So hopefully this comes out nice, and they like it and commission me to do the rest of the 9, plus there might be even more. So I'm going to get the time lapse set back up, and we're just going to get right on this.
At the bottom of the ocean, I'm at the bottom of the sea.
Okay, now we got to make the tabs. What we're going to do is make 2-inch tabs. We have a 1/4-inch gap before our framework. Our framework is 1.5 inches. So we're just going to go 2 inches and then drill a hole 1/2 inch back. We're going to drill 3 holes here and then come back and cut this with the cutoff right here. And I welded 4 of these together, so they should be all the same. why it's still recording. Okay, there you go. We got this thing all welded, sanded, and painted. I put 2 nice coats on here, and this thing's looking nice. Now, when I did weld these tabs, I put a lot of heat in this thing, and we did get a little tweak. We kind of straightened it out. But next time, what I'm going to do, and I knew I should have done this right off the bat, is just weld one corner of each one, because I had them clamped down. They weren't going to move. I should have just welded one corner all the way around and then came back and did it in 3 steps on each one, because when you put a lot of heat in there, you're going to warp stuff, and we're kind of rushing to get it done. But I think it turned out great, and hopefully they like it, and we'll be able to knock out 9 or 10 more of these, or whatever they want. So this is my first welding job, and now that I'm a professional welder, we're gonna have to up our welding stuff game, because this stupid Harbor Freight cutoff is just garbage. So I need to get one of those cutoffs with the carbide blades. They spin at a different RPM, so I'm gonna be looking into that, because the little 4-inch grinder actually cut this a lot quicker, and this thing was actually walking all over. We couldn't get nothing to be consistent. Every time I cut with this, it would just cut on an angle. So, you know, we were fighting that the whole time. But all in all, I think it came out great. Now that we have this square corner here, we can go off of that and quickly build templates for the next things. Now, we have our scribe line still on the table. If we do get all 10 of them, what we're going to do is actually weld the whole box here. They all should be exactly the same. That way we're not welding to the table. And we did have a couple incidents where we accidentally welded that thing right to the table. Steve did with that big welder, because it was just laying down so much bead. We had an issue. I think I'm going to leave that stock around the table like that. I kind of like it. And it'll be a nice straight edge for any future projects I have, you know. So I think that's going to be it for today. We're going to pull everything in and pack it up. Come this far. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Who knows what we're going to build in here next. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrap yard. Dancing. You ever seen your copper dance before? Some weight, man. Too bad that ain't all copper. pothole. Oh, sweet. We got all the bull crap in the middle, too. That's got to be the biggest aluminum donut I've ever made. We'll find out here shortly. Sometimes you gotta lock your hubs in to get that copper. Wait till you see what I'm about to pick up. Well, it's hard to tell, but she's squatting a little bit. We got tons of 500 back here, man. She full.